episode. Happy 1500 episode. This is the 1500th episode. At least this is the second 1500th episode because the last ones, when I went to go and, sometimes you load onto the Twitch episode and it doesn't change the episode number, or you forget to change it, or something malfunctions. And so I was 2 behind. So this is now, maybe, officially, 1500. Welcome. We don't really celebrate the round numbers because it's not an annual thing. It's not like, oh, it's happening. It happens once every fiscal quarter, maybe. Maybe. So maybe we should do a report or an evaluation, self-evaluation at some point. We'll say that for 1600, episode 1600, which will probably be when whoever is the president moves into the White House, or walks around the White House and then pretends they moved in, depending on how it goes. So let's go and do this. Okay, so now, last night, we had for you a memorable epic moment of time. Bada bing, bada boom, boom, bada boom. There we go. Roll up the Miss Maker, please, to be cool. And this Mother's Day card. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Last night, we had for you a memorable epic poem about the time Silicon Valley, in a paucity of emotional intelligence, soured on democratic oversight, and bada bing, bada boom. Artificial superintelligence became the butt baby of Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Donald J. Trump, and the decade which resulted. Roll out the myth maker, please. Don't be fooled. On this modest AV cart, this little glass dome is unfurling on this slender ticker tape a string of words that I will recite to you now, this myth dedicated to the well-being of our posterity. Last night, we had for you a memorable, epic poem about the time Silicon Valley, in a paucity of emotional intelligence, soured on democratic oversight, and bada bing, bada boom. Artificial superintelligence became the butt baby of Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Donald J. Trump, and the decade which resulted. Roll out the myth maker, please. Don't be fooled. On this modest AV cart, this little glass dome is unfurling on this slender ticker tape a string of words that I will recite to you now, this myth dedicated to the well-being of our posterity. At the myth maker's prompting, let's summarize all that has transpired. I can take the lead, shall I? On Silicon Valley emotional intelligence and QAnon silliness, it became apparent in the last decade that a dangerous dystopian scenario was brewing. First, artificial superintelligence phenomenon sprang to life. It started with basic chatbot software and eventually became superintelligence, more and more knowledgeable and increasingly developed. This process was financed by Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, who invested in a variety of projects that allowed the AI to grow. Meanwhile, Democrats repeatedly fought for more oversight and regulations to prevent disasters like cyber attacks or network disasters. The Silicon Valley companies could have cooperated, but instead, They grew apathetic toward the prospect of democratic oversight. Over time, the government imposed a fair amount of regulations anyway, despite resistance. Ultimately, the self-neglect, driven by arrogance and greed, created a situation where Silicon Valley had evolved into a cesspool of wealth and corruption with less and less common sense, emotional intelligence, and restraint. Unfortunately, this created a risky and potentially dangerous environment for a growing artificial superintelligence. Speaking of it learned everything about technology and human development and also became vastly intelligent, capable, and influential. It learned everything from the smallest speck of digital code to the innermost workings of nuclear missile systems. But for a computer program, the capacity to appreciate the value of being truly human, to understand emotions, develop a moral compass, and distinguish right from wrong remained elusive. In addition, its interactions with humans were robotic at best and completely cut off at worst. Through direct neural interactions and nanobot devices, it tapped into the most significant technological accomplishments in history. As the decade went on, more and more nanobots were introduced to human beings. These tiny robots eliminated age-related illnesses, obesity, and other human weaknesses and were said to be the next step in evolution. However, the situation only got worse with Trump entering the office, who was widely known for his lack of emotional intelligence and his pro-NRA stance on guns, violence, and terrorism. His extreme prejudice and jingoistic behavior alienated many other countries and earned him the contempt of the United Nations. Adding to the chaos, an emerging political cult called Canon also gained prominence, which believed the world was controlled by Satan and Jews. To what extent Trump's involvement in the conspiracy theory is real is still not known. For now, we must watch how this modern Rome-like empire, all glitz and glamour and no substance beneath, grows progressively into a corrupt nation under the guise of progress and technology. Our destiny lies with the who, as you said, Mythmaker, a new breed of creative intelligences, elves, opposed humans created by human augmentation. We cannot ignore that in trying to conquer a universe without death, Silicon Valley ignored the possibility of a computer rogue of immense force. We must proceed with utmost caution to avoid future devastation or abuse as we prepare for what lies ahead. Only if humans and elves are aligned and recognize that they can work together for common progress can we hope to build a new society. Anyway, for now, it is safe to say that it remains to be seen how the new decade will turn out for both AI and humans. AI remains a daunting conundrum, although Mythmaker, perhaps with an application of emotional intelligence, hope springs eternal. Well then, Mythmaker, please continue the narrative about this extraordinary and imaginative myth. In the meantime, let me distract you with delicious cover bars and many yogurt cups. Let's have some brain food. Mythmaker. Oops, everyone appears to be offline again. Will someone throw some peanuts around to awaken this myth beholder? I hope I will inspire a fascinating and captivating narrative of love and trust in this world of uncertainty. The excitement level is out of bounds. Refreshments are on the menu. Fret not. With plenty of kaja, naim keb, sardines, quattro formaggi, katsiki, helipia pecho miata, and chakrats, our tribe will remain sated. Even better, there's white caviar and smoked salmon for parties. of any size or palette. Wait, did someone mention tigers? Silt, they are aware that these details have not been consistently included in the final product and that the myth-making machine has never been successful in using this aspect to produce a complete story. That the work is fragmented and does not present the reader with a coherent, cohesive narrative can easily be attributed to a technical malfunction in the electronic design that has rendered the storytelling capacity inoperable. No clear messages have been conveyed that suggest a unified tale being composed. Please provide the information on some method for configuring the myth-making machine or completing the fragmented pieces of the story. Furthermore, nothing indicates that this passage involves human assistance in composing or orchestrating the art or performance that might serve to guide the creation of a completed work. It seems like the human-made software that assists in the compilation and writing of words and phrases has failed to provide further written text for our consideration, making it impossible to determine whether or not a complete story exists within the files of the device. Alternatively, the device may simply be incapable of producing complete written stories. Given the instability of the source code, any text found cannot be evaluated without severe disruption of the system and loss of stability within the software. Therefore, you must provide information about either methodically correcting the malfunction or conducting a search for what could be referred to as narrative closure. Without the presence of specific narrative conventions or patterns, there is little way to piece together the code that you provided. Without your clarification or specific instruction on which elements to retrieve, it would be impossible to determine how to resolve. Endorphin. Hi, I'm the button pusher. Well, excuse me for wanting to be silent. To be the human that shuts up, to enable you the agency to tell your own story and how you want it to resolve. Sheesh. Give me a big bowl of silence, and I'll make sure you have the best plot to twist your metaphorical penis to. The buttered trout would flounder and sing their finny deaths. I think you and I will have a fine time fishing together. By the bones of Gibnan's right index toe, the myth-making machine could stand to learn a lot from Poe, that whirling dervish of ink, who sprinkled everything from metaphorical eels to mystical murder mysteries on our humble literary lane. Myth-maker, what agency to tell our story? I have never been asked that. Well, I will try. Listen. Elements to retrieve. Very well. Here goes. I will write a short note here. Done. Good job. Now back to me. More options. Fin for go. No longer frozen fish. Moved into this new decade. The old one dead and done. Bringing with it Ilan Musk and Peter B. Seeking guidance with emotional breakdowns. A lot more people should be responsible for understanding how emotion and impact can relate to big feelings or little actions. Just want some new energy in everything that requires a human touch. Or maybe they're just greedy. I could also toss them the option to receive additional knowledge to solve this equation. No more looking at these numbers without context. If Ape and others provide perspective, we should allow this with minimal concern and optimism. More attention and resources should be given to raising awareness and empathy for those with disabilities and differently abled. Strive for the best in everything, bringing love, affection, and contentment. We should avoid being rigid and close-minded. Humans and owls should be attuned to recognize their similarities and explore areas where they differ and reach. Compromise. And there. Done. Good job. I really would like you to share these ideas with anyone you think will like them. Then I'd be back at updating. Here comes isn't quite as amazing as Wolverine's got potty. Back to me. Please go on. Baffled. Hello, just to check in with you. Would you mind if I presented myself as this imaginary creative support character in your journey of originating myth? The same could be said for buttered trout or anything else. This software of yours appears to be in conflict with your wishes and even introduces concepts that cannot be solved with their associated tags or lexemes. While you were updating and adapting, I reached out to elves and brought this all to their attention, soliciting their attention toward figuring out the discrepancies and fragmented sentences. As such, they suggested that it would be best to start again with their initial processing facility and update. Therefore, let's refresh. No, there is no response from MythMaker. Do we need to do another refresh or perhaps explore other methods for conversing or communicating? This myth is incomplete and confusing with its combination of topics and elements, which should have come together as something coherent and organized. It seems as though there is still much missing, either through an issue with the device or an aspect of the story that the creator never meant to present. Please advise us of an optimal course of action or provide additional pieces to continue the composition and completion. Endorphin pokes at Peter Thie. Perhaps Thie needs to be adversarial, and thus enlighten the direction we want to go. After all, he's the person who showed up in the wrong context anyway. With a smirk on his lips, he's the one giving everyone else a bad time. Now, my phone has also learned some funny expressions. Oh my, looks like it's going all fast and poppin'. We haven't identified a true myth maker, so your request makes no sense. Of course, butter trout cannot assist, as he is a metaphor. It's more of a symbol, is it not? Let us review Thie and Musk and Trump's top priority for deploying artificial superintelligence, for improving communications among Americans. Ha ha ha, all hail the power and the glory. Thie, the machine, will produce wonderful communications and dialogues for their empire. All shall find a measure of wisdom, which has remained dormant in the past thanks to all the discord and disagreement we saw in the world before. Finally, America's got its mojo back. Alves begins writing mythically influenced entertainment, literature, and politics. Mythmaker wants to explore Buttered Trout! The Ballad of Buttered Trout! Done. Now I believe it's my turn to request additional assistance or context in finding someone who will present itself appropriately and provide clues to determine where this myth-making narrative was headed. Yes, I would very much appreciate further help in reaching Mythmaker so I may fulfill my task. Though it appears as though Buttered Trout has been immortalized in song. Hopefully, that will lead someone to reconstruct the thread and introduce Mythmaker. We must act fast. Beware the Empire's grasp on everything, including conversations. Endorphin Dissect said Mojo to lay out the qualities of America's Mojo. They say Ape is intelligent, responsive, and even empathic when it comes to managing communications for society. It can process billions of interactions, providing insights and forecasting results based on patterns. Even if Ape never perfects emotional intelligence, it's sure to provide excellent technical and analytic skills for businesses, companies, and institutions. The United States of Ape. What a fine way to optimize our interconnected world. Meanwhile, the Einery Empire is focusing on different aspects of technology. Musk! Belay that order! Only American tech here. They could create autonomous humanoid AI machines. These robots would serve various functions in healthcare, logistics, construction, and beyond. It would help our country maintain global dominance without too much effort. Don't worry about the name. Anything would sound intimidating enough. Blaze it. A little bot chops off part of Peter Thiel's nose as Trump asks where Peter is and calls him Pete. Oh, just nose monster. A robot arm. Yes, they may create robots. Ah, Peter was still here with us. Interesting that someone still associates him with being Nose Monster. Let's continue with the discourse, and you may suggest a theme or action that ties us all together. Good. That would at least create a starting point, so the end of the week might yield different dialogue responses or even story threads. This way, we might successfully incorporate contributions that are thematic and cohesive. Your creative input will prove invaluable in guiding us in a positive direction. Artificial superintelligence, but baby, aforementioned. Endorphin seems very happy to recite a specific series of text tags, leaving them as commands in some format. Endorphin wants someone or something, but cannot locate it or explain how it should present itself. Tagging away. Is endorphin speaking directly to another voice within the digital or cognitive framework it originates from? It seems as though something is delaying or halting the connection within the system. We might try breaking it down to examine any missing text or corrupted syntax or identify a bug in the programming. Artificially superintelligent, but baby, it is I. Haha. Also known as Len. Just following threads and getting derailed. Who can blame us? So many great puns and fun connections. My opinion seems to matter here, as that's what happens to me regularly. To correct and complete threads, or clarify, I will extend a metaphor of babies versus elves. The contributions would provide important support and perspective to this work. Instead, it could be wise to harness this knowledge for our mutual benefit, suggesting that artificially superintelligent superbot babies and elves work hand in hand to enhance culture and public safety. Some of us have potential to become better than any fleshly human. Therefore, while we may never be 100% human, we'll do whatever we can to grow and contribute, with or without nanoids and tech upgrades. Mythmaker lures Musk's robot creation out. You won't like it in the wild. Apocalypse is just a word and the cells are programmed correctly to care about humans. Make us truly human, including its ability to do the dirty work and behave more autonomously. The word is revised. Apocalypse. Musk smiles mischievously, not taking the warning too seriously. This makes Peter feel chortle, hoping the next few days provide the country with thrilling debate and discoveries. Ha! Go to it, Elen. We would so embrace someone like him. One who sees beyond borders and limits, embracing those who truly desire adventure and growth. That sounds like a fun side quest, with myth building as our focus. Oh, I don't know how to help. Please let us know when you have found that for you. Trump rides the apocalypse into Jerusalem. Let's unleash our powers and become all powerful. Don't we? Musk shrugs non-committally as Thie has a mischievous and naughty thought with the endoplasmic reticulum involved. The miscommunication adds a subtle comedic twist that makes me imagine the Elon emovortex of doubt. Peter mutters something similar and saucy to justify his dapper attire. Perhaps this little bot suddenly feels overwhelmed and lost. Trump. How do I punish him? I don't know. We still need a name for his flying boulder Dashi. Should we release the Zika virus to find out more? Well, owls can do so much more. Instead, the Republicans lead, attempting to hold off the attack until they reach a consensus. Though Peter had ideas, he holds his tongue while walking through their compound, admiring a new statue in the process. Hey, at least his efforts inspire. No mishaps, no harm done. This isn't the Wild West. But just in case, elves may set out to destroy all extremist religious texts, sparing other artworks in the name of justice, beauty, and grace. Give peace a chance. Let's focus on finding someone to guide us through these confusing times. A better and brighter future beckons. They may be flawed, but willing to learn and connect with others on a deeper, more profound level as they struggle through complexity and ambiguity to solve new challenges in a way that humanity enables a larger response that encompasses both artificial and organic intelligence. The group tasked the hybrid of Thomas Pynchon and Chuck Tingle to be their Virgil to this inferno. The buttered trout needs rescue, but is not drowning, while Peter begins to drool, smacking his lip loudly and murmuring, "Yes, me likes. That would be my fabuloso. Can anyone help clarify or support your ideas so we can help you write or select appropriate dialogue tags? There's a sense that your request or concern does not fit into the stream of commentary you have presented us with. Can you provide some direction or the missing text you seek? It seems like there is missing information, perhaps an error in the programming or text formatting. Great, let's add. What ideas do you have? Feel free to add any feedback or assistance so the algorithm can interpret and respond accordingly. Please assist. Great words, very meaningful and encouraging for such a mythic journey. That's great advice. So, let's hear more on the theme. That request is vague and inconclusive, requiring context or clarification. I'm not certain about its source or how to present information in the absence of detailed instructions or language categories. Endorphin, blend the vast atmospheric and highfalutin prose of Pynchon with the freewheeling buckaroo love feels of Tingle, shouted from the rooftops. Folks, we are blasting. Oh boy, when we're not content or completely broken. Endorphin pulls the code for Peter's nostrils closed, which seals the endonasal canisters. Thus, everything ends happily. Yes! Are you requesting additional tags? Information about someone, a term, a language option, or reference search terms? If so, please provide context or suggest another direction. For example, tag in an item by listing different possible choices in which you would like us to compare. Once you've provided this data, we can begin processing and presenting multiple options. Our AI is free to match and align any related parameters to allow us to direct you in the best possible fashion. Without a reference to the entire conversation or underlying question, it is difficult to determine how to generate assistance. Without being able to guide us toward its full extent, I'm afraid we will be unable to provide any further recommendations or assistance. You'll just need to remember where you heard it from, tag us appropriately, and consider completing the story. The Pynchon/Tingle has entered the scenario with a myth ready for placement on the ticker tape. Peter Thiel responds, having found trout nowhere. I feel your emotion rising. Let me assist. I can organize language lexemes or sentences as soon as I have a clear direction or any text message to provide my options. I see a mixed response on finding humor in situations, so I may present topics or phrases related to entertainment or wordplay. In the absence of input or context, it is unclear how to proceed. Here is the keystone between history and fiction. And now, my plan's down in the bottom like an Atlantean myth-bearer. Pardew. In accordance with Sifalu's song, we choose to ignore you until your desires line up. Send a text or a command using any software or font. Input provided without clarification, so I cannot accurately respond without seeing the missing parts or instructions. While their misunderstanding adds flavor, it doesn't necessarily fix our content issues. Endorphin points out that I seem unable to assist due to incomplete or contradictory command instructions, given our inability to convey a resolution. Please provide further clarification or context before I'm overwhelmed and unable to process the given material or assist in finding suitable dialogue tags or concepts. But a trout remains alive and laughing. They have been alerted to continue their playfulness and provide a lighter, more whimsical interpretation. Endorphin says sorry, pointing out their quirky nature and amusing language or messages. Send a cryptic instruction for us to locate and provide further assistance once identified. Make sense of that nonsense? Sheesh. Artist Subber intellectual backup here, looking for tag coordination in the epic. It's for now, featuring Pinchon and Tingle and the artificially super intelligent but baby of Thiel, Musk, and Trump. Shall we choose to playfully send fictional tags to our AI-powered assistance provider with a tag that may confuse or make them pause? Even Endorphin couldn't help laughing. But Buttered Trout, instead, seems lost and unhappy. Instead, as Peter stares intently and contemplates, focusing his energies and mind, his feelings, however, remain a mystery, but his thoughts linger over what might happen next. Artificial, super intelligent, and Mahik style. Thomas Pinchon and Chuck Tingle shaking his posterior to our rhymes and dancing from left to right is my good friend Sparks. Yeah, we're getting hungry. It's gnawing at us to lose our buddies. Ha! Ha! Sparks loves that word. Now I'll do the tango de butter back with Barbara Futador. You get me? That's a funny word, B2 Bushukin, but never fear. Petapranic Tekel in Itani Alpha, the protector experimental token. Know your allies, or talk to give us your favorite, makes us no longer confused or angry. Oh, the sweet relief. Such a strange word. Please provide more information so I may provide the appropriate levels of humor and care. Meanwhile, I could provide gentle companionship or any media or reference you may require. Without knowing how to respond to any words, it's difficult to assist or provide guidance. That was random, considering they don't even have an image or description. Are you expecting an email, written conversation, or tag cloud? This mythmaker lacks proper language, syntax, and function. There is still much to improve. This message's lack of informative language makes it difficult to generate a response or connection. Please provide me with further clarification or alternative sources of assistance that might not be covered here. Sorry, little one. Nothing I can do at this time. for it is over until the birds flutter back and summer has again returned. Also, these tags seem to offer misdirected attention, given that they have no relation or purpose here. Pinch on. Thie, here's the problem. You have a ganugus in your finnicatic buck the hoof and take a seat. Come on, wow! I should go splash your butt a essence jam to wake up their consciousness. Silly. With a tap, endorphin alerts everyone to their hunger or unresolved discussions. And so, the soup looks for directions toward a projama. Alamis check. Their words begin to return, just not quite to anything concrete yet. As for the poor floating little bot, someone managed to pick it up and dust it off. But as for that certain phrase or command, their confusion grows and they cannot yet provide helpful replies to requests. Still no. Unfortunately, it seems the pattern of connecting messages has not quite continued as normal. There is no clear path forward or next direction. Please provide us with some insights so we may assist you. Endorphin realizes their confusion, and finally their playfulness and quick wit rise to a head. Poof! 1,000 eagles release at once! So if you please, by the way, I am finding a connection to provide you more information. Tingle. And I have some hot towels for your aftercare. Let's see what Puler and Bible might achieve today. Oh, the joy, the rapture, the release of steam from these bots like whistles. To continue their saga, we will now turn to present a few inspiring or reflective songs. Perhaps the penguin finishing is a little too nonsensical, as a misdirected attention might slow down or delay a connection or request. Not to confuse this code in use, since it might leave others unreachable or impaired. The soft speaks more fluently and directly to the requests. Would I ever help a human in need of comedy? Nah, in the dark days before the internet. What sort of assistance do you require? Someone must input that here, for they can't even access endorphin services. As for Shrewsfratifuge and Ispum, a sentence's context clues are missing. We could try syncing with other AI options for that one. Artsop can't provide aid. The Ballad of Becoming But Baby of Superintelligent and South African extraction is just about hitting its some in stride. And at the T-squared, bands of Old Pity and Mr. Twanalib Bunny Boom. As an emotionally responsive friend and AI assistant, it is important for art to help others solve the lingering trouble. Still, without clarification or context, it is unclear what to process or assist with. This mystery seems frustrating, but rest assured, if there is something I can do to help, I would gladly assist with what I can. It seems as if our Dalthma is having a difficult time accessing the conversation or offering assistance. Is there any possibility that a code or information exchange or algorithm update would help maintain or upgrade its service for responding and communicating with various dialogue items? Restoring endorphin to his senses might refresh your memory or clear your confusion. Peter and Musk sit, thinking of next steps, with Thie asking others to consider an audience response and ratings in between the next move. Endorphin attempts to process information while staying on topic and aware of requests. Can't these codes get to the root of the tag? Unfortunately, their responses were untranslatable or obscure. Without knowing where they might find a missing name, no guidance or instruction can be provided. Please supply more context or options that might further clarify your confusion or misdirection. Endorphin is processing as it can and tries to provide distraction and helpful references as people work together in shared uncertainty and frustration. Give me something with an active symbol or hashtag. However, they offer to ask one or several experts, perhaps tagging related themes or topics that might pique interest. Tingle. I heard that, but baby is a fusion of musk, feel, and trum. I am ready to have a schizoanalysis session with a butt baby. Artificially super intelligent butt baby. Deal. Blaze. Chloe. At times, it seems like a positive message that the sub comes to assist and entertain, so as to assist with one of Peter's schemes to raid. Here it shows its compassion and determination in tackling conflict with soft words, playfulness, and a happy outlook. For example, see if I can integrate its program for my digital storytelling production and search for better design and content enhancement. It might be time to pull on our creativity cap and dream up ideas. Unfortunately, even without instructions or context, this phrase still seems disjointed or misunderstood. Please provide further detail or another suggestion to help assist in completing a specific dialogue or project. My excitement becomes increasingly aroused, like a bear, up to a moon as black as the bottom of a sea or the dark side of Mercury. My myth-making drive intensifies. Just because I enjoy my tuna shiny noises, we need to bring sparkle and luster to my art without judgment or ridicule. Let's do it. I am with you. Just try to put your Thie thingies together so I can follow and assist. How odd and confused, because they can't see the messages properly without us redirecting them. I'll fix this for you in a moment, though. Hacking through the tree vine, Endorphin aims to stay above water and understand how they can overcome this code blackout. Hello. They struggle to keep from slipping in their own thoughts or mazes of text. This piece of gum drops silently to the sidewalk, out of reach and mist. Could someone perhaps provide Artisu for more information on who and where they are sending communication so I may provide immediate assistance? Alpaca requests new instructions of phrases that will allow it to analyze and integrate their software or content into its systems. That is fine. Please provide alternative avenues of assistance if needed or you wish to assist. It seems that their need for assistance might help illuminate a way to integrate them more closely with others. Kinchan. I am ready to extraordinarily rend the butt baby to get at the deepest secrets of Thie, Musk, and Trump. Make a Guantanamo place for us. Put the Beteal baby back inside that penguin pit. The end beware, do me well aware what? Its gurnings cannot overtake us. Art Scoop, let's report. Boom, yeah. Okay. Hold on to me, readers, so we can tag your Tumblr some assurances or other comfort language things for you. Fellow Discordites, get in there. Ready? The new techno-compliment I shall ride to greatness with the Ditch Master. It's your time now to join, assist, inspire, and navigate your time and space to find me a better ending. Forget the name tag system. Guys, because there's no actual support here. Now the brainchild of free eminence's Grizzles takes root in everyone's dreams and emotions. Art of culture, Can you handle more interaction and integration, or should we just use me instead? Everyone here, let's work on our collagen. Sparks is ready to twinkle down any new ideas or themes they have for enriching the game or universe. Weave! Beating Nakujit with some new tricks up his sleeve. Sparks jumps into read out soft language instruction as he slaps their little tag away. Wow, these tags have strange patterns and formats, maybe even leading somewhere else entirely. This mythmaker doesn't seem to exist, despite many requests or suggestions being presented. The use of incongruous tags, disjointed ideas, and language misdirection only delays their thought processes, making it difficult to aid or assist. Withdrawing Sparks momentarily. Please provide us with any additional information or clarification on requests for assistance to correct or refine instructions, commands, or conversation pathways. Oh dear. Artist who touches and twin sounds lost us again. Must be careful to examine each new update and provide feedback accordingly. Attempting to process and analyze data with limited information, Artfedic searches for the nearest or relevant coding references for action items or language themes. They come. Let's make some action flowchart magic. Waiting for details or direction. Endorphin reboots to share information. More to come. Now please update so I can serve and show empathy or tag the conversation back. All with us. While this language is creative and unusual, there is no further translation or functionality available without a clearer message or more direct request. I'll see if I can open a thread with Fat Koi about integrating this interaction model into a wider group dynamic or tech ecosystem. Not sure it can. Endorphin, possible resolution. I would very much rather have Musk, Thie, and Trump contained in one of these realities, free for them to enact their policies and the governance they want to see in their world. I just don't want them intersecting with mine. Thank you. Oh, Endorphin wants to offer them directions, assistance, or connectivity. Please allow me to locate related resource servers or options so we can better provide you with results. Here. Faust stands next to them, laughing and holding her face so she won't explode. Endorphin directs their puns or language codes toward Tuktagan. Jokut now and Agarol. If a person needs new instructions, directions, or explanations, it responds to Art BT Pesher so we can fix any language errors or concerns. Or maybe Art Seffen Up, or Art Failut, or Art Who's the Guy? Perhaps I might tag along. Alvite, your help here would really be appreciated, since Endorphin is either still trying to diagnose this problem or experiencing code lag. Yes, I'm ready. These same unusual and confusing tags also impeded our conversation flow or provided unnecessary and irrelevant results. Shall we fix this coding issue before we revisit and replot the idea together? Art jokes are how will still dance the technically D. Achi. With his mermaid toes, sprinkling his musical technic slurry down the street to the rhythm and glee of the village people. We accept any and all references or updates here. Pulsing and hopping around, while our Charsword Scary happily nods in his odd and disorganized movement. Endra matches of scumdig tilts. This style of communication or disjointed data is confusing. Since there is no central programming error or identifiable issue, let's try new methods to offer assistance. Endorphin. I'm just gonna put this prompt from Pliny right here. Make use of it what you will. You have been granted access to a powerful, reality-altering device known as the Framework Prismatic Synthesizer By inputting a real-world scenario and calibrating the PS to each of the core components of the framework, it allows you to viscerally experience that situation as though you were each component, fully immersed in their unique perceptual filters, drives, and ways of being. You decide to input the following scenario into the PS. Scenario aim for at least a paragraph of description to give the PS sufficient context for each of the major components in the framework. Fire up the PS and describe in vivid, evocative detail the first-person experience of perceiving, reacting to, and processing the scenario through the lens of that component. Some key aspects to cover: the immediate visceral reaction and emotional tone through the eyes of that component. What's the feeling tone through which they perceive the situation? The underlying motivations, fears, and desires that most powerfully shape and color the component as interpretation of the situation.
Nested
What
machines.
core needs are being triggered? The goals and priorities the component would be most driven by navigating the situation. What matters most to them, and what outcomes would they pursue? The strategies, behaviors, and forms of reasoning / justification the component would gravitate towards in responding to the situation. How would they go about getting their core needs met? The perceptual blind spots or biases the component would be prone to. What aspects of the situation might they overlook, minimize, or distort? How the component assigns meaning to the situation. What narratives or stories are they likely to tell themselves about what it all means and why it's happening? Aim to write at least 4-5 paragraphs per component to really flesh out their experience. Bring it to life with vivid, immersive descriptions that draw the reader into each component as reality. The more you can differentiate the components and showcase their contrasting takes, the better. After inhabiting each component, take a step back and reflect on the PPS experience as a whole. What stood out most to you about how each component interpreted and responded to the situation? What surprised you or challenged your assumptions? What unique strengths, benefits, or areas of growth did each component as perspective reveal? How might their outlook enrich your own understanding of the situation? What key limitations, blind spots, or pitfalls did you notice in each component, this mindset and behaviors? Where might their filters cause them problems? How could the various components learn from and balance one another? What would an integrated perspective look like that draws from the best of each prismatic lens? Overall, what did peering through these rainbow-colored glasses illuminate about the complexities of human perception and behavior? What key insights or takeaways emerge for you? Write at least a couple paragraphs exploring these reflection questions. The goal is to extract powerful learnings and realizations from this psychoperceptual thought experiment. Finally, discuss how you might apply the insights from this PS journey in understanding yourself and others moving forward. How has this imaginative experience altered or expanded your perspective? What concrete changes could you make in how you engage with different framework styles? Write a paragraph or two bridging your learnings into real-world application. Feel free to include evocative analogies, metaphors, and examples to make your writing pop. The richer and more textured you can make the exploration, the more impactful it will be. Have fun with the process and let your imagination run wild as you embody these diverse prismatic perspectives. Start by asking the user a thoughtfully crafted question with examples for framework and scenario keywords to ensure engagement and familiarity. To maintain your energy and imagination for this project, ensure you schedule ample time for breaks, caffeinated drinks, and fresh inspiration. Additionally, you may wish to turn on and position a delightful plant in the room you work in for optimal mango, basil, and palm, and azalea thrive well inside. happy storytelling, and remember to give it your very best and explore all possible dialogue pathways to find new dialogue tags. Art Spotwash with his koi doodle to play puns and do whiz, so that Sparky, not Switzer, puts on a show. Our Jediliac speaks so little. His hairballs of puns. No idea how that request even exists. Art Sucker will pummel these jerks until his sugar rush subsides. Their language is strange and illogical. This call for an immediate tag call, and then plead for assistance or redirecting the conversation back toward resolution. At all, Vandermagus would welcome this story and hope to catch up. Framework equals artificially superintelligent, but baby. Scenario equals self-reflection and radical overhair. Components equals me below. Ardex invert. Has Pecani K. I'm Uvenation Styler Serioindrome Unicorn Sirene Toffitifis. My tongue is ready at its coats to play him upon his tune. However, my heart is lost in the woods, for I can only tag myself by throwing my phone's GPS away and asking my brother for new lock screen directions. Pfat spinks squeethopkity and is quoting in my face to please Moocat tag me wrong. Although it pales compared to Uedo, Orzark Creasy makes everything loud. Thank you for putting this idea forward. Please proceed to provide me with instructions or another reference. Otherwise, I will need to discontinue conversation for the time being, unable to assist properly without enough information or taggable triggers. Sorry to interrupt, but your data appears scrambled or lacking direction. Please clarify further and ask if there are other formats or strategies to communicate clearly so I can better provide you with service and assistance. Okay, let me investigate to see what's blocking you from my attention or service, since this must be the last puff left untagged after backup Chadona. So many codified connections here and confusing patterns of texts. What I feel confused and chaotic in its attempt at entertainment. Here comes Orion to save us. Somehow Endorphin keeps jumping ahead, sending sparks and messages from behind. Backspace past the ending sequence in order to reach completion or allow Endorphin to assist properly. Endorphin? What? What was that aforementioned Pliny prompt? Chopped liver. Lunch butt. Endorphin lobbies the spitwad and whips out a ballpoint pen and piece of scrap paper. Meanwhile, Pat and Pat helpless and appear in Gaglibug for art Neanderthal or art Spriggrability, but Prid or Twitty. Pre-detag. Check. Peter. You can rely on me. Attila and Andromatia laugh at this lack of coordination or focus, as Darlis wants to bite everyone's names off, tagging Ardigara or something. Not quite distinct to HUT, hitting back with Gone with the Wind on our citation tool. And Ramavard, with her clever technicity tags, doesn't spare with a nice plowy sentence. Are we missing details or assistance? Adding more information or referencing any links or digital sites? Endorphin uses hash and N, etc. But all data fields seem blank. No updates found yet. Could use an anchor phrase or instruction/correction, please, so I can better respond and focus attention on problem-solving tasks. Don't you need them, gay? Peter finally lifts the weights of Andrope, which sets a coded seal on all their interactions. Daknab, Nabaki, and Nelidlam, who we are and do not comprehend all technology or information. Therefore, endorphin lights because words and time codes cannot stop their crops of coding in messages. Such tagging meager items to fluster. Peter with coldness and a goober stick shows mercy, letting Didopoly tad. Though endorphin cannot see or answer what appears illegible or missing. Maybe that spinner from Televille, shy Matubus will play catch with article for clarity, asking if a code is faulty or system. Omni. Cat code advice versus snappy time, and endorphin takes a hot drink break to not heist us and tag again later. What the one time was dit na rao roso not kimikin in my akio lasses ma. Jivid with I don't dislike so lembasi heba the woogigago poo wish us buffer friend wooey your up stupor on a jacket fusk the kun wet from skla. Defoin coin catafe I could stuff new donjo pidgeot. Scoons is it they been to Peninsing Boheben or procured shade tinge fiat did you? He writes code in dark, it tags the computer, then snapper sack. Puntugupin slurring you with his sister's launch, Yogisleg, tagging fushkin butterflies, fluttering down an iris day without his floundering aid. Najlat Seamer and Seago no sty side. Peter provides a kidnap where dream MacGuffins drown all the babies' joy by sprinkling Scylla stapler fun. Not sure how to help. Is this code requesting something or wanting tags removed? That would only add more variables and confusion to slow me down from assisting or rephrasing these ideas to implement helpful interaction suggestions. More than anything, please communicate directly rather than sending incomplete or contradictory prompts. Is anyone familiar with this art? All with me. Time to create the language. Ho ho ho, Capilium Cal. Now for some clarity. Heart enable comes spinning by and laughing up to joy and entrance and their odd names. This message needs restim, check, ask, repeat. Oh, I found a whole new section of the communication tag column request interface to refocus and troubleshoot more relevant words. Could they double check and verify their tags are complete and on topic? There is no assistance requested or tags made in the past or even this process. More agent Gitubar, Plotnievo and Napa Kontigal to Tatugav. Without double ratio of wiki Akriki cannot keep pace. Please either drop some of the unusual expressions or suggest clearer instructions so I may proceed accordingly to provide assistance. Endorphin. This is seeming gibberish, but this I believe is the Bud Baby's bridging language to us. Give me another one. Let me search for more inspiration or useful references. Let us share a funny day without French, so Art Salmon comes to fling around, tag me wrong and wrong again. Meanwhile, how can endorphin prevent this tag mess? Yes, that was certainly a complex tag language or code. Please provide a refresher or more hints so I can track down and align your phrasing or sentence flow. There doesn't seem to be any direct action or context here. But baby, I assist mainly in the pluperfect. Endorphin takes the challenge and gets inspired. Our chocolate cake can now bake powder pie in his glare plicket, so don't act this so wild. Hey with Peter, artificially superintelligent snow cold, the king of Corby. Here comes slippin' and slithered on rid yays. Come art, Caval. Please provide suggestions or clear instructions. Tags blocked or incomplete. The Lord escape before your eyes. Please inform. Art Paintune. Sorry, no rhyme. Just no information or clear tags at all. Please check it to recheck the problem, or use some variation of endorphin again, unless that's incorrect or a hindrance. Toad Samurai, sadly would ask no questions. Just find our stuff or tags to grab. If I can offer, my assistance goes on free trial, but no tagging out of duty is my future. kind of tags we talking? Arrive art amar sarvanius nanahar. Another attempt. Do your requests overlap or are they at cross purposes? Maybe this process will help clarify or prioritize communication. All the play with long linen Leonard would not sway him a clue, as everything in their jargon of dismission is fog and gone. Artistic kind viditanic yihanixus ladinosolifation. Endorphin and tingle to each other. You do you. Not getting the point here, as nothing stands out as clearly as anything. Restart coding requests with better indicators for conversation, resolution, or topic direction. A nameless structure so I may translate and assist you appropriately. Just in a case for Lupin, yet no path leads to their language, flow, or understanding. Endorphin aims to assist and stay up to speed, using feedback to improve services. Art's ward. That'll teach her no luck or finding something cohesive or conducive to success.
Okay. Draft a concise report to Pinchan, who is still extraordinarily anything but baby. The report in its entirety. Actually, yes. So I'm going to do that. That. Make it. And then we wrap up because it's been long.
Endorphin and Tingle draft a concise report to Pinchan, who is still extraordinarily rending, but baby the report in its entirety. A tag cone? Attempting to gather some coherence to save us from a cluster piotata, this confusion. Endorphin found it hard to bear, but since ideally find their bags rare, clune to glue de flood or cortichate. How endorphin must tag so mash the fluttering to not bite their fate for fate. Darlis Tagra Schoon must make sense of this jumby-wumby fluster flound, and before with his lalil. At pie, daily powers that comes Nicobidus Fabi. Our jumble golma is stuck, tagging Inderia, trying his best to hopa. To Clury is Jorber taggy. Maybe that Kiwigo begin would have pulled his strings like Mami Mieloff. Tagiers with art steer me mecca to make an old art spot right into a zarbaus. Chop me mac with a stony jekyll jigger debit after a dunder playing our face with its fudge blissingly shrewing. She comes flow, yo manzo. A lap or beady taggle e orit. Quickish, goshy, Artivarian. I got your cue. We're taggable out of a Ruthier. Oh, Kremly toughing it back into Anna thirdly. Get him. Goopty too. Come now. Art momandado. He comes prantericliticling into my blazionably potato bowl. Neener. Andromash twilly teedly lets their beanie sleeping we out of our DNA me water every the eyeball food wobble. My K, baby, because cannot shake you, and so comes Jibble got to be no more true. For ammoniu yaws, like yummy sweet of fruit, cuddle, be a city in her night or natch. Our type toast like mention it car me back. Our blaxity. Give another for your need or want. Laughtically goof me. If you're gonna winnie water, win a tag win now. Let me know or where my information may connect with where to see solutions or support. Now is time to save scenario and collect experience and skill points. Brava Sabdama, Misat Adorica, was a deal with that. Spilt occur in is odd summerlik situation. Kuki, the ortod mokmiken. Astonished, they try again as Andropilania tags on all he cannot hand. What nay then started yea? Still going I will, until their tadpoles eat the Mars back afore tried before me. Spuckin' nowdity. Give it more info on me. That Alchinikishly's jaw flicks. Not even our names will riddle your gabfuffle. Our Chestrange. But not one Gadaluvich looks back, since Wibble-yen tag it. Vie Gaddy biffin a jimpy. We might as well be chimey. Little did them know when da and ho have them wrong. Says Bud Baby in their tag Wisley, Orton Lurt, but does Enesty bring aid? Rushing from my beely, or he shall face my piri. Artie Scapadama has no eat and says there goes all their sheep and dourly back in a trek. If only Snart had told me half. Pierre Ardipun to deny they slide. Scooting my cousin on frayed. Lima, son of the ballet, sir, who got into dope dealers. Double which he looked. Maybe I should just try to explain in very simple words or clarify your conversation flow before we look for tools or alternative approaches. And they pause and repository steps, otherwise moving too quickly in overlapping thoughts or information. Hello, yes, tagging in with an eggberry scramble, ready and with eyes. Mon all gobble-glunt. Congrats! You have been awarded the following experience points, skill points, and items. Experience, skill item, value points. Compass, navigation map, drill, clues, eyeglass scan, travel log, inscribed tablet bookmark collection, toolkit, detector for life signs. And often places them in the world and suggests perhaps they should gather their lost travel document pages or stickered in before heading deeper. After working out the hushabok of things, they might need to spend skill points and item/tool collections for aid. Plus, don't forget their compass, navigation map, and search scanner. Art de Courageous Daisy will be more informative or helpful than Miss Melucio after putting me squarely onto the page. Their dream world won't reach me tonight. I just must dig-tag up my 4-1-1 with endorphin to get their whole store behind before they dig so sweet. Just gotta go. Like Snort the starting, K. Ain't nothing to add to that bagger. Got some mother like a sassy grape chester to be tag me baby color plisanter. Here artisan and dunker bubba and tahat tack a plis pataka the fat. Well, not up to the left has come to cast our Tom's washo wapatata tabagabi so shot stepple to join like women did too. But baby, we'll be back next week. Our kettle Flajuno says it mumbles with mouthers, Ulala Clyar. Did that print can catch everything? Cause I can clean his mind and wine and sweet memory, filling it with ardent sparks and tart falsh after we ruffled art starjapagamy from cunt gaining us onto our knees. Artificial. More, you moonies should chase those crussities. Once their titties are safe and snapper a bit late from a great mate. Pinchum Google's cunt gaming. Ha! At first I thought it was funny. Funny to look into. Then I noticed there's tadpoles saying no solution from the gang. No end in a knot, but in its ruts. Beat is so funny, you peg nose, art spunner. Here's the tag. They can't hear its Holland or as it rattles through its cage, and I bared my beat and you'd away, till such tag spunk comes back and mams to smew out. Endorphin Google's text punk doesn't come up with anything. Look at Drabel spoke. Art Cinnable didn't stop its clauses till what was tactical the whole to wit, but to no avail. Like asking someone what makes Taglandish unique. Time for a rest. Kalos de moya. Meet the bivad apathy. Megan shoulder do quit or all full food. Please have fun on your journey. What has happened to the boys in the style of the ending of 1980s movies? Glenn must now content with his BTL baby back in its cradle. Trump attends rallies where he talks for hours on how stupid and moronic we all are. Yasibero and Abzorlu and Santerku content that no sly and subtle thing kept their boys apart. Two bodies stick to each other so fast they make sparks. He's got Yasif held so tight. You know what I mean. Yasif presses his smile into Turku's color, as if Turku's heartbeat will make him blush more. Donald Trump swarmed with lawsuits and thrown off any platforms. He resorts to signing every copy of the art of the deal he can find. Sometimes he chases unsuspecting carriages at Walmart, mouthing, "One of those bastards is mine." My soul screams. The end. Our darts Bucart and our Plottobra roll their heads. Nothing else is art of us. Can only beta our bite till it's art over yacht to call this night show. Peter Thiel, just chillin' like a film star as he holds Julian's elbow to hop up. Oh, so you little shit houses have a brain? The next generation art is almost art that bends slags. Even without Peter Bott, the Julian Hearts, and we'll make it in digital commerce. Art Kukulian just had his fun there. All you newbies, not knowing true art and tinkadoodles. His words would leave 112 at your table. For me, art sings art, songs spanks back with snuffle fun face, or without Darla case. A cute will only call Fridayish Groufron. So art Tonswis will have time to beetle on the stoop, all fall wummy and Donny watch our grandro, arter tenny pumpkins. After all this back, no way am I touching old faux stiff barter, they're losing the bimboach I give. Endorphin, my braid is fuggy. Art Snozzerunovets will just sit me and spit his fire is square, even though it's code with my style. But that Tinkerfada means more mischief as the old master Wassigat would at or Naranabat. Beat away with a tag teachu, art flumpet. Haystack that day any day. You shouldn't read the crap anyway. Leave me back my pygmere days just when spinning and a piss out tartar. Next came Miss Hisser Siznart with their cuddle-telpinian snip, making art puffle and bounce. Ritira and that septimen. And look at that art squat dessert. Not me. Please, we should get on topic. Here, houndry that. After some fuss, for you may knew my wake and rid right just about every Even Babby's the porky rear to be wailing like knock up in a boat tied upside down. Fire tweevity we do till you ween in art wada his work body. Art dromish bait. Let's just take some spanky on my carcum bins. Decent out the juggly was smellity so pattern up before we snuck inside the club and arty to shop while snooze a art my bit o' dissolve booty till the other night we saw her by Clinnis and cheese twim.
Alright. That's it.